Hey guys, Czar here. Good morning to you. Hope all is well. Happy Tuesday and CPI day to you. It is 9:30 a.m. The market is open, 30 seconds open now. This is the 30-minute chart this morning after the CPI inflation announcement that came in a little hotter than expected, and this thing sold off almost 2% on the NASDAQ, a little bit less on the S&P and the Dow. But we are down here this morning on the open. Let's take a look at the 1 minute Three Sisters. There's that big drop off at around 8:30, well, just after 8:30 of course, and then I'll be watching the grid here as usual. I'll be putting you on pause, guys. I'll bring you back as things materialize here. Alright guys, watching the NASDAQ here, I'm waiting for this thing to break above the prior 30-minute candle high after putting in this little wick you see here. I am watching the Three Sisters right here, guys. Buy stop order right above. So session high on the NASDAQ. Stop below these two wicks you see here. Actually below the prior 30-minute low. See that there? Here we go. It's a buy stop order. I'll fix these markers here in a moment. Just want to make sure I'm set up and ready to go myself. And I'm in, guys. Looked away for a couple of minutes there and got tagged in, heard my alarm, and jumped back on my chair. I am long the NASDAQ here, guys. Give me one moment, just want to check something. My primary target, guys, is 1R, which is the first line right here. If we're lucky enough to get that, might go for 1.5 and 2R as well and see how those models do. But firming up a little bit here, breaking above the open range, not to be confused with, well, this is the open range down here, right? Top and the bottom. Not to be confused with these two lines here that are the high and low of a prior 30-minute candle, the prior 30-minute candle. And target 1 has been hit, guys, the primary target. And so the 1R all or nothing trader has left the game. Now we're going to wait and see if we can get 1.5 and 2R as well. See if those other more extreme models can reach full profitability as well. This is a reversal trade, obviously, guys. Again, the big sell-off here on the CPI news. I chose the NASDAQ. And so why did I go along the NASDAQ? Well, I'll tell you why. Several reasons. Number one, the big sell-off here, taking 4 or 5 zones out, which have since been deleted, as you know. And then tapping into a key zone down here that goes way back here to a big sell-off and rejection higher to February 6th. Today, of course, is the 13th. And then another day before that too, which stemmed a very significant sell-off and then fired prices higher. So a key zone, number one. Number two, we did continue to sell off on the open, and I like moves like this. See that big move down here? This is a 2-minute candle, by the way. Drive down into the zone and reject it immediately. Little tiny body on the top, rejection wick. And then the break above the prior 30-minute candle high. Remember, all of this happened at 8:30 and beyond on the news of the CPI, and then rejected and put in this engulfing candle. So the low was lower, big rejection wick. You see it here on the 2-minute, and then break above and close above, by the way, after I entered, of course, of this 30-minute candle. We have since broken the candle again, another 30-minute candle higher. So the Dow was selling off though during this time. Even when I entered, it was below the open range, but the S&P was not below the open range. The S&P, of course, is an index of 500 stocks, and the NASDAQ is 100. The Dow was only 30, and have several stocks that do not appear in the NASDAQ, right? So the Dow and the NASDAQ has that point of differentiation where you can see divergence, sometimes for a significant period of time. I don't always need all 3 of the sisters to be moving in the same direction, but I need to be able to make a case for it, and you see me do this very often. The Dow also had not sold off as much as the NASDAQ, neither had the S&P. The NASDAQ was almost 2% down, where the S&P and Dow were only double digits. What we often see in a big move like this is a later equalization, which has now happened. Notice how there's almost an identical drawdown now on the 3 of them, 1.24, 1.25, and 1.26. That's about as close as you can get, and that's what we see very often. I'm also expecting, based on precedent, that this move is going to be partially, if not completely, erased. And that's been the case for the last couple of years on these news announcements and these big extreme impulse reactions. You see it now. We've just hit target 2, by the way, guys, at 1.5R. And now we'll see if we can get the full 2R completion as well. Put you on pause and bring you back. And there it is, guys. Had to wait a while for this. This is a 2-minute chart now, but all 4 models fully profitable here today on this zone reversal. Break above prior candle high, engulfing candle, extended move down. NASDAQ down more than the other 2 sisters, and the S&P inside of the open range while taking the buy above here. Nice break above the open range. There's the open range there. Pull back, retest, and then break into session highs. Pretty straightforward after a big move down here on CPI News. We'll see if we have any more trades here this afternoon. If not, guys, have an amazing day, and thank you so much for joining me. We'll be back later. Hey guys, Czar here, taking a short right now as we speak. You see that there? Right there. And short. This is the trip back down, potentially after taking a nice 2R win on the way up here this morning. And this is something that we see in terms of a pattern. I'm going to be pretty conservative here with the stop, guys. In other words, it's going to require quite a bit of a sell-off here in order for me to get that 1R primary target. But and we are in the twilight zone, by the way. I will be clear on that. It is 12:07. Today's a little bit different. I normally don't trade during the twilight zone. I sometimes do if the setups are compelling, and today is one of those days. And this is why I am here watching this, guys. Just going to measure this out. It's my second trade of the day. There's my primary target of 1R. This is a trend continuation trade. Impulse wave down here this morning on CPI News. Very big sell-off, almost 2% from peak to trough. And then, or top to bottom, if you like. Nice orderly retracement. Took that up there for a 2R. Nice rejection wick here. Sideways grind. Again, normally I'd wait till around 1 o'clock before considering a reversal, but this seems to be breaking down a little bit ahead of time here. And I'm willing to flip the coin on that as we speak. I'll put you on pause and we'll come back. And there it is, guys. Finally, target 1 has been hit. So the 1R all or nothing trader has left the game with full profitability. That is the primary target. Entered this trade at 12:06 approximately. It is now 1:56. We've been sitting around here for a while. It's a 2-minute chart. This is a trend continuation trade, guys. As you can see, obviously the big impulse wave down, rejection, engulfing candle here took the 2R trade up, and now looking to get another 1.5 or 2R even on this one. We'll see, but the primary target has been hit, like I mentioned. Let's take a look at the EMAs here, guys, just to be able to really show this in its clarity. Clearly a bearish daily candle took out 1, 2, 3, 4. It's my alarm in the background there. 1, 2, 3, 4 days lows here on the NASDAQ. So bearish on the daily. Obviously the overall configuration is bullish, big time. Being a rampaging bull market overall. And then this morning, though, with 9 below 21 here on the 30-minute chart, big heavy-duty impulse wave down, orderly corrective up, and that's where we took the first trade this morning, and then taking the round trip right back down again after lunch. And this was actually during lunch. It was, again, 12:06. I don't normally trade during the lunch hour. When I saw a second candle break a 30-minute low. So we had the first one here, which was the 11:30 candle. Well, that's too early for me. That's when the UK session just closes, UK and Germany, when the European session is closed. And then when I saw that candle did break the prior candle. And so I could have taken that break there, of course. This is not a candle break model, but I could have taken that entry. It is one of my entry signals, and that would have worked out well as well and got a few extra points. But I waited for the next candle. When that one broke too, I realized this is really feeling like it wants to make the move back down a little bit earlier than usual. Normally I'd wait till about 1 o'clock before considering taking the reversal trade. You see me do this day after day, or many days. Yesterday, this is what I did. I had 2 trades all day. One was on the way up, the other one was on the way down. And that's just a pattern that seems to repeat fairly frequently and can be taken advantage of if you know what to look for. I'll put you on pause and we'll come back. And target 2 has been hit, guys. So 1.5 hour all or nothing trader is also left. Picking up momentum a little bit here. It didn't take long. It took a long time to get to target 1, but between target 1 and target 2, no time at all. we'll see what happens from here. And there it is, guys. We finally hit the third and final target of 2R, so all 4 models are profitable once again. That means for art today, just 2 trades. 1 trade on the way up for 2R, 1 trade on the way down in the afternoon for 2R, just like yesterday and just like you see me do very often. And it really helped, of course, that the VIX spiked nearly 10% today, up over 15. When VIX is over 15, things get significantly easier because we actually have movement. It's not like squeezing water from a stone, so to speak. Thanks for being here, guys. I hope you had a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.